Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we are going to discuss about the positive predictive value, and if we look at this cartoon, it says that according to the doctor studying the test, he's declaring that you are not pregnant. So this is clearly a case of false negativity, and it also highlights a very intricate point which says that doctors are not interested to know the specificity and sensitivity of an event or a test, but they are more concerned about the finding based on that test. So they say that how much probably we should say with a positive predictiveness that based on this test whether the patient is suffering from a disease or is not suffering from a disease. So how to calculate the positive predictive value for in the following data? It's the same approach, and over here what we say is that the truly positive patients affected with the disease are mentioned over here in blue color, and then we divide this with true positive plus false positive findings. False positive findings are those findings which are based on the results of a test in question. So test in question says that there are certain people who are truly positive identified correctly in contrast to a gold standard, and then the same test says declared certain other individuals which were actually negative as positive. So positive predictive value A divided by A plus C. For negative predicted value, we say the true negative values as numerator divided by true negative plus false negative. The test is unable to detect though disease symptoms or anything over here, and so the false negative in the denominator. So this is the negative predictive value. So based on these values we say that we are certainly sure about your person in question is affected from a disease or anything else. So let's give you an example. In a hospital gynae ward, 50 out of 500 women visited, and there is a new test in question. So were tested for pregnancy using a newly developed test or a diagnostic kit. So based on the table, if we are allowed, so as we have mentioned earlier, so there is certain false negatives. So the test is unable to identify them, and they are declared. So in order to remove such anomaly, for as you have seen over here that the doctor is based on the test is saying that the test says you are not pregnant on the test in question. So to avoid this embarrassment, what we say that there are 40 women who were truly identified as positive predictive value, 40 women identified truly as pregnant, then the summation of 40 plus 50 because they are falsely declared as positive. So this is the value is going to help us about the positive predictive value of our test. So this is like a degree of certainty a doctor should have about how much certain he or she may be about the results. So based on this, the calculation would be saying that the test is certain about a patient affected by a disease is 40%, 44%. To be precise, 44%. So it says this 44% certainty that the patient is suffering from this disease or pregnancy. Then if we are sure how many of them are not pregnant, so negative predictive value denominator is 400 plus 10. So this is A, B, C and D. So D, the value calculated for negative predictive values will be calculated by the same division. 400 divided by 410 is equal to 97%. So 97% the test is helpful to exonerate the women who are not pregnant. The test is going to be certain about the doctor is going to be certain about that based on this test he is going to rule out all those who are not pregnant with 97% probability. But for positive predictive value, the test is not very much ideal. Although it is able to identify 40 women, but based on the false positive results, we are not sure that the number is quite appealing, 44%. So on those women who are identified as pregnant based on this test, the doctor is only 44% confident about it, that he is going to declare the positive predictive value 44, negative predictive value 97. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.